why your business is always broke. I'm going to show you how to fix it today. And no, it's not going to be charge more. You know that. There's obviously something much more insidious going on in the background because you and I, intelligent human beings, yes or yes? Well, my name is Pamela Dale and I'm the author of If I'm So Smart, Why Can't I Get Clients? It's cracking the code to finding and working with those high quality clients that you and I have always dreamt about. And they are out there. We're going to break down why you are not profitable and making the money that you need in your business. I help hundreds of people every week walk through these exact steps to help them build the business that's going to give them the life that they absolutely want. So stay with us. We're going to break this down. You're here obviously because you're wondering why you feel like your business is on the brink of broke every other day. No matter how many hours you put in, your bank account is just not going to get above a number that makes you feel like all of this is worth it. Yes or yes? So you know it's not about working harder. It's about breaking these two silent patterns that are keeping you stuck. The first one is very obvious. The second one is not. So first, I want to talk about what I call the quit. We're all familiar with it. You may or may not see it every single day, every single month, every single quarter in your business, but you know that you have quit. So we've heard about it. It's this big, dramatic, and it's obvious, right? You quit something. There's a project, an offer, a marketing plan, and it's a full-on mic drop. Right? No more effort. You just walk away. It's over. I'm out. And yeah, we know that quitting is an absolute killer for your business. But there's something even more dangerous. Just like quitting, there is a fear of failure, perfectionism, self-doubt, right? Or I need to feel busy, and our brains are naturally going to gravitate towards what feels really urgent, right? Even when it isn't actually important. So we have these two parts of our brain. Yeah, I'm not a brain person, so we're going to just simplify this. There's a prefrontal cortex in the front, and there's a little, I believe it's like the size of an almond in the back, the amygdala, the primitive brain that kicks in, and it seeks these immediate wins, and it is where these distractions come. It feeds them to you just like your favorite breakfast, right? And it wants you to avoid this discomfort. So this happens to me a lot. In fact, it happens to everyone. If I had one message for you today, it would be your idol, whoever it is in business or in life that you deem as successful, they have the exact same brain. What? I know they're not better than you. They're not different than you. They're not more talented. Believe me, they are not more talented than you. They perhaps are more well-known. And the reason that they are more well-known is simply because they have put themselves out there. They've been able to overcome this primitive side of their brain. I'm writing a book, been writing a book for a while. If I'm so smart, why can't I get clients? And I'm telling you, the thought to quit is overwhelming. But here's what's more important to pay attention to. It's the little subtle shifts that you take. You're going to take a break from working on something important. Does it look like you're going to stand up and get a glass of water? You're going to stand up or you're going to grab your phone. It's almost like, holy crap, how did my phone get in my hand and I've been scrolling for an hour? And what you do with these things is maybe it's for an hour, maybe it's for half a day, sometimes it's even a week. Yes or yes? They're insidious as well. They're sitting there. They sneak in under the guise of life is happening or emergencies or I'm tired, right? And they demand your attention. Suddenly, what you had planned, the project, the work, whatever it is, doesn't really matter. It just gets sidelined and you're off track. Just like that quick. These feel justified, right? And this is what makes them so goddamn dangerous. Quitting is easy to spot. Yes, it's easy to call out. But this one that I'm talking about, many times you will sit and you will tell yourself, it's okay. I'll get back to it tomorrow. next week when things settle down. I had a friend here over the last 4 days. She's still here with a group of women for another 5-6 days. And boy, oh boy, was it ever like, oh my gosh. We're going to talk a little bit about what I did to overcome. The truth is, your momentum gets drained. You break focus and it takes you a little further away from where you want to go. Yes or yes? Are we starting to hear where the bank account is slipping right in here, right? I live this every single day, and so do those idols that you talk about. So do all of the successful people that you see on Instagram, right? Whether it's scheduling time to do your social media or it's just something that you need to build out your business, suddenly these things pop up. Emails. Every inch of you is going to want to stop and go and do these easier and sometimes louder things, right? These justifications are all lined up. They slowly chip away at what you actually care about. Let me say that again. These things that you are doing slowly chip away at all of the things that you actually care about. Do you really care whether or not Betty on social media is baking a pie? Probably not. That's not important to you, especially when, and you came here for this title, Why is My Business Always Broke? This is where you need to understand there's times you quit. And when you don't outright quit, do you know what you do? You let it slide, and it's an S word. You stop. Exactly. You stop, and they're just as dangerous, or in fact, more dangerous than a quit, because they're quiet. You lie to yourself. You absolutely lie to yourself. And these stops keep you from moving forward. You justify them, right? So how do you get past these stops? You need to understand what is a real emergency and what is a justified stop. If someone is bleeding, justified stop. Otherwise, no, 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 no. That's your favorite word. Absolutamente no. Don't you dare stop what you're doing. But it's going to be uncomfortable, yes or yes. When my friends are here, I'm in Mexico. I understand Spanish. We understand the culture. The aircon wasn't working. That's a disaster in their world. So what do? I stop what I'm doing. I take half a day and I go over and I make sure that everything's okay. Absolutely a stop in my business. It's uncomfortable to tell someone, especially when it's so easy for me to help. Was it an emergency? Not really. But the women coming in from Canada, it's a little warm here. The aircon could have been an emergency for her. So I decided, and that's the thing we need to really pay attention to here. I decided. So you need to understand, no, it's not an emergency. And then the second point is, does this align with your top priority? So yes, my friend, she's a priority while she's here. Absolutely, right? So I took an hour and a half and I went and did that. So I made a choice. This is the thing that I want you to pay attention to is, are you making a conscious choice, or are you finding your phone in your hand and you're downstairs with a cookie in your mouth before you knew what happened? That's what used to happen to me. I was reacting out of some fear and discomfort, and I was avoiding the thing that needed to be done versus what it is that I had as a priority in my business on an hourly basis and on a daily basis, weekly basis, quarterly, etc. The first thing you want to do, and this is where you're going to need to be really clear with yourself, really honest with yourself, because you're here because you want a business that's going to make money. Yes or yes. So then you need to gut check yourself. You need to ask yourself, is this an avoidance? Am I afraid? Am I uncomfortable? And then oftentimes, the stop that you are going to head right into does not need to happen. You must continue to push forward through that, whatever it is, and do the thing, the very thing that you say you want. Now, you are in charge of your life. There is no room here for, oh my gosh, I'm tired. You set the goal. You put it on your calendar. You're not a victim. Am I talking? Like, are you hearing me? I hope that you are, because I will kick into self-pity. Oh my God, I am so tired. But it's my schedule. Who am I trying to please? Myself and my own goals, or someone else? And if they're my own goals, the first thing that I put on my calendar is what? My breaks, my lunch, my dinner, my XYZ. I go to Pilates. I take Friday afternoons off, right? It's so important to put that in first so that I have the energy and the way that I think, and I do this better in the morning, I do this better in the evening, etc., so that those small little things, those stops, don't compound, because they will. Just like fitness, just like saving money, I'm going to lose some momentum. This is why it's going to feel like you are working harder than you have evidence of in your bank account. You are losing momentum, and this compound effect of these stops is absolutely devastating. You might not see them, and you may wonder, how does that person get so much more done than this person over here? Now you know. They schedule and they get it done. They work past the discomfort. It's that simple. Those little stops might not feel like very much, just like that $10 at a time that you're putting in your savings account. Stops are exactly the same. They're going to compound, and every time you lose just a little bit of momentum, you are making it harder to restart and recapture the time that you lost. That's it. You're losing time, and then time is all you have. So when you are not taking advantage of the time, that's why when you get to the end of the week, you make a plan on Monday with the prefrontal cortex. I'm going to do all these amazing things, and the amygdala kicks in. It's uncomfortable. Retreat, retreat, retreat. Stop, 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 stop. And then Friday rolls around and you're like, what the hell happened? And there's only 4 Fridays in a month. So if your bank account isn't reflecting what you think that you're putting into your business or what you need, it's time to pay attention to these stops. The next piece that's so important is people want to ask me all the time, how do I become more confident? This is the key that no one talks about. And it's when you do the thing you say you're going to do you know your brain actually starts to believe you? Do you know that it then goes, whoa, she's serious. We're going to go do this. And there is a strengthening in your ability every single time when you don't stop, when you do the thing that you say you're going to do, and slowly you've got a stronger foundation to stand on. The next time, and there's always a next time in business, the next time that you need to step into the next task, the next thing that you do not know how to do, if you simply will trust yourself, you can move mountains. But right now, your brain goes, bitch, yeah, you'll quit in about an hour. It already knows. It's not talking to you. It's not actually saying that, is it? But you feel it, don't you? I know you do. If you slow down enough and you just get some space around you, you already know you've been fooling yourself. So if you've been fooling a stranger or a friend or your spouse, do you think they're going to feel confident in your ability to do the next thing you said you were going to do? Absolutely not. So this is where your confidence is going to come from. So then you need to tell yourself the truth. Where does this come in? Well, I'm going to break down 4 different things that you can do to overcome the stop. So the first is time blocking for success. You're going to put it in your calendar and you're going to tell yourself the truth. Do you normally about 2 o'clock on a Thursday, just you're out and you find yourself on your phone? Why don't you block it in? Why don't you put Tuesday, Thursday from 2 to 3, I'm going to watch a Netflix show. It's your business. You're doing it anyway. Your brain, it knows you're going to do it anyway. Put it in the calendar. Listen to the voice that's going on in your head that will not give you the break that you actually need. Because if you don't need it, don't take it. But obviously you need it, so let's take it. Let's put it in the calendar. Deal with the voice that's coming up that's saying whatever it's saying. Lazy, I should, I could, I would, you know what I'm saying. Put it in the calendar. Put your lunch in. You have a chronic illness? There's no more ever again going to be a point that says, I don't have time because I don't feel well today. Why is it not in the calendar? Those half days, every day even. Today you can work fantastic. Move Tuesdays over. Okay, Wednesday, no. Pull all of Wednesday off and put it over here. Nothing derails. Within a week, it all gets done. Yes or yes. Then you have to decide. Point number 2 is, what are the non-negotiables? It's got to be eating. For me, I didn't used to break for food. I'm telling you, water. Now I go to Pilates 3 times a week. 4 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Whoa, we're done. No more. We're not skidding past it. So if we're not skidding past it, do you know what? I'm actually going to have to do the thing I said I was going to do in the calendar when I did it in the time blocking. That's how you don't end up working nights and weekends. Number 3, you need to be accountable. Now, I used to hire salespeople, and you know what? It was back in the day, so we can ask these questions, right? Hey, you got a family? Hey, you got a mortgage? Oh, I knew he would be better at sales than the guy who wasn't married and didn't have a mortgage. Why? Because the guy knows on the 30th, his mortgage payment is due. He's going to make sure that that is in the bank. Yeah, does your rent get covered? What if your rent tripled? Would it make you more accountable? And of course it would. We've seen it every time. We know that we raise up to what our commitments are. Now, you don't have commitments to yourself. They're not always the strongest. So get an accountability partner. Find yourself someone who actually cares enough about you that says, hey, Tuesday, you got that blog post done? You got that video recorded? Did you get that book written? Have someone. Ask someone. They need an accountability partner as much as you. Yes or yes? Number 4, every time I log into my computer, my vision boards open up, not on one screen, all my goddamn screens, right? They're there every single day. Visually, I need a visual clue. So I've got things on my desk. I've got things that remind me of different things, like silly things I'll put on. Right? Like just, okay, because I can feel this. Yes, it's silly, but it works for me. So it's going to help you stay focused, and it's going to reduce, you may never get rid of the stop. We hope we get rid of the quits, but it's this insidious stop that we want to reduce or shorten the time frame. So I might have quit yesterday afternoon, but when I get logged in again today, oh yeah, here we go again. Yeah, let's go. And then during the day, I've got little things that remind me of different things that I'm doing. There's a very interesting story behind this that I'll share with you at another time. So this is going to help you push through when times get tough. So to help you navigate through all of these quits and all of these stops, it really is as simple as treating the commitments to yourself the same way that you would treat your friend, your child. Pick them up from school every day. You're not 3 minutes late, right? The child will be devastated. So if you're able to keep commitments to others, you know you have the ability to keep commitments to yourself. So distractions, no matter what, you go and you get your child at that time, no matter what the distractions are. But there's something in you that has got you and or this business in the back seat. Right? It's not a priority. And when you come to a video like this that says, why is my business always broke? I would hope that you were looking for an actual answer. And it is in the self-trust and in the respect that you are needing and will be built in the moments when it's easier to quit or to stop. You're not going to quit feeding your children. You're not going to stop picking them up, right? Every other day. You didn't stop today and maybe you'll go back tomorrow, right? That follow through is the absolute foundation that's going to support you and all of the success that you want to build in your business. It really starts with you. You've been around here a little while. You know we're always circling back to you. You must continue when it's uncomfortable. And when you separate your self-worth from the work itself, then you can, of course, charge what the work is worth, right? Without an apology. What's holding you back from having the bank account that's going to support the life that you need? It's the stops. It's the justified pauses. It's the hesitation to own your own bank account and business. It's just that simple. And you do this to you. You need to make the choice to move forward even if you don't feel like it, right? You absolutely must move forward in those quiet little whispers that are made in such simple little moments throughout your day where you stop. You stop, you stop, you stop. All of us stop. So I'm challenging you right now to just make one commitment today, one step forward today for what it is that you really want, right? So what I'm challenging you to do right here, right now, is to take one step forward, something that you quit or something that you've stopped doing, and make sure that you put it on the calendar, walk through the self-talk, look at the life that you actually want this business to be for you, and honor that for yourself. This is where the confidence is going to come from that you're actually seeking, right? Remember, one small action leads to another. You got this. Don't let this fear you're a different breed. Let's talk about it, right? No one in your circle probably wants to build a business, right? So here you are, you just are missing simple little things. You are absolutely smart enough to build this business, but you're missing the stops. You're missing all of the things that you need on a moment-to-moment, day-to-day basis. And not only do we want to make sure that your business and your life reflects what it is that you say you want, I want you also to understand just how truly powerful you are. Stick around. We got more of this coming all the time.